Hello and welcome to the production phase. My name is EricR.
And my name is Joe.
Today we're going to talk about some very important things to remember while you're on set. The first thing we'll talk about is audio. Getting good sound in your film is probably one of the most important parts of filming your scene.
Getting good sound is probably one of the most...
Sorry. Most of you will probably just be using a boom mic attached to your audio recorder. Often it's a good idea to have one person holding the audio recorder and one person holding the boom mic, but often you might not have enough crew members for that. When holding a boom mic, you want to make sure you get high enough that you're able to hear everything that's going on in the scene, and also so that you're not blatantly in the frame. You want to make sure that you're pointing the boom mic directly at the actor's sternum, which is the prime area to catch their voice and everything that goes on around them. This may lead to some uncomfortable positions, but you can take breaks in between takes so you don't get too tired. Sometimes holding the boom mic at a low angle under the frame can be okay, but when you do that outdoors, you could potentially catch the sound of wind and planes more easily, so you should do that only if it's absolutely necessary. If you are taking a break or waiting around while the directors plan their next shots, you could go to a quiet location and record 30 seconds of ambience. Ambiance? Whatever. Ambiance is important because it sets the atmosphere of any setting, and cuts in audio can sometimes be covered with those sounds. The next thing we'll talk about is slating. Slate is the last thing that the director calls within the order of things before you yell action. Quiet on the set. Camera. Rolling. Sound. Speed. Slate. For your senior narrative, slating is simple. You call the scene number, which your director gives to you. You call the take number, and in the roll section of the slate, you call the audio file number. These are all extremely useful pieces of information for the editor of your film to be able to see. Therefore, as a slate, you want to make sure the slate is visible for the camera. Ideally, you want to fill the frame with the slate, and that may require the camera operator to pull focus. When the video you are taking doesn't have sound, you put your thumb in between the clappers. Otherwise, the stick always starts up at the beginning of the shot and then claps. Here's a good example from scene 2 of My Senior Narrative done by Kate. Kate the Slate.
Scene 2, banana, take 3, audio 8.
Kate the Slate did a great job by saying the information loud enough and coming up with a quirky word to go along with the letter. The only problem is that, technically on a film set, when you have a slate really close to someone's face, you're supposed to say, soft sticks, and then softly clap the slate. Luckily, my friend Trevor Tong was so focused on his role he didn't even flinch, but for other actors it may startle them and impede their performance. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about those two elements of production. Now let's move on to some general tips about what will be helpful for your shoot day. When you move from shot to shot, keeping track of your preferred takes on a sheet of paper will end up saving you a lot of time in the editing room. During My Senior Narrative, our production manager, Kirsten Andrews, printed out our shot list for the scenes we were filming, as well as a chart meant to keep track of the notes about particular shots. Not only did this save us time in the editing room, but it also allowed us to obtain coverage much quicker. While one of your priorities on set is to get the shot, another important one should be making sure that you are being courteous to your actors and your crew members and not wasting their time. It's time that they are giving to you. Everything you do, you should do with the intention of getting them home as soon as possible while still putting enough effort into your film and having fun. For example, you should definitely set up beforehand so your actors don't have to wait around to get started. Things like this will encourage your actors and crew members to stick with your film to the end. Here's a Joe tip. Sometimes the order of shots on your line script and your shot list doesn't fit the order that you would want to shoot in. You might have a limited time with extras or a particular actor. So on the day of your shoots, you may want to create a quick order of shots that makes sense to you. Being on set can be very stressful. In My Senior Narrative, we had a party scene with about 20 extras, so it was a lot to manage. But because I had dependable partners and a lot of pre-production work to go into it, we were able to make it to the end. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips were helpful, and we'll see you in the post-production phase. Yeah, I'll see you in the post-production phase. Ew, dude, what the f-